Highlights of Psalms 37, 38, and 40. Psalm 37, verses 1 through 7. 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. 2. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. 3. Trust in the Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. 4. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. 5. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. 6. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. 7. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. You are told specifically not to fret and worry about evildoers. Remember, you are responsible for, 1 thing, the way in which you think about people. Your thoughts are creative, therefore whatever you think about the other person, you are also creating in your own life. When a person cheats, robs, rapes, murders, etc., you did not tell him to do it. He is responsible for his own acts. When he misuses the laws of mind, there is a reaction from the law of his mind. Sooner or later, he discovers that he reaps whatever he has sown in his mind. You are also told not to be envious of workers of iniquity. Oftentimes you are aware of people getting rich financially in pornography, prostitution, fraudulent stock sales, and in countless confidence games whereby they rob people of millions of dollars. Again, we come to the same point. As a citizen, you can vote for those who are upright and honest. You can write letters to local governing bodies, state senators, congressmen, and others, expressing your constructive views and thereby seek changes according to law. To be envious of others and their possessions attracts lack, limitation, and impoverishment to yourself. This is why you can't afford to be envious and jealous of others. If you see a man putting $10,000 a week in the bank and you can only deposit $1,000 for the week and you are envious, then more lack and limitation will be yours. You are denying the source which is available to you. You can claim what you want. What you accept and believe, the Spirit in you will honor, validate, and execute. What you criticize and condemn takes wings and flies away. Remember, you need more money yourself. Therefore, it is foolish to condemn the money another makes. In verse 2 it is written, For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Years ago in New York City, I knew a man who sold fraudulent stocks to widows and similar helpless people, robbing them of their life savings. He seemed to prosper. He had a lovely home, plenty of money, and entertained lavishly. Many said, Look how that fellow prospers. He keeps within the letter of the law, yet he steals from people right and left. 20 years later, I read about him. He was a patient in a mental institution suffering from paresis of the brain, and he was penniless. The law of mind responds in its own way. If you misuse the law of harmony, honesty, justice, and love, you will get a reaction from the law in its own way, in its own time. It might be 20 or 25 years later. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Romans 12:19. In verse 3, your trust in the Lord is your faith that whatever you impress on your subconscious mind will come forth and be objectified and experienced by you. The desire of your heart could be for health, true place, companionship, prosperity, or success. And when you realize that the infinite presence and power gave you the desire, the same presence and power will bring it to pass, provided you turn to the supreme intelligence in faith and confidence. According to your faith and mental acceptance, it will come to pass. In verse 6, righteousness means right thought, right feeling, and right action. You are thinking rightly when you think from the standpoint of universal truths or eternal verities. At noon the sun casts no shadow, therefore your judgment or the verdict in your mind should always be according to what is true of infinite spirit, whether of yourself or another. Then you are judging righteously. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Psalm 37:11. This is not an empty platitude, rather it is intensely practical. practical. Earth in the Bible means any manifested state, and behind all manifestations there is a cause. For example, your home, your profession, your business, your financial status, and all your experiences are but the manifestation of your mental states. The word meek, biblically speaking, represents a mind that is teachable, open, receptive, and possessing a faith in God, plus the awareness that the will of the infinite for you is always something magnificent, glorious, joyous, and vital. This mental attitude is the key to success, prosperity, and peace of mind. Remember the old Oriental saying, "Meekness compels God himself. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth." Psalm 37:12. The wicked are those who think negatively and destructively. When we indulge in fear, hate, anger, and resentment, we are bewitched or wicked. When we fail to think right, do right, and feel right, when we are strongly tempted to hold the wrong thoughts about some situation or some person, or when we give way to despondency or self-condemnation, we are letting negation attack the noble, godlike thoughts in our mind. Spiritual growth involves a tussle with our natural self, which wishes to indulge in negative thinking. Verse 13 says, "The Lord shall laugh at him." Zerenia, meaning that when you enthrone godlike thoughts in your mind, and when you realize that spiritual thoughts destroy all negative thoughts, you will reject all negative, destructive thinking. Realize that when your thoughts are God's thoughts, God's power is with your thoughts of good. It is not what others say or do that annoys or disturbs you, it is your own thought about it. You are the only thinker in your world. Others have no power to upset you. The cause is always the movement of your own thought. Remember, nothing can come into your experience unless it finds something in you with which it is attuned. Therefore, when you have trouble and difficulty with others or with the job, it is only a sign that you need a cleansing of the mind. What you see at any time is nothing but your own concept. If you had a noble, godlike concept of yourself, you would see the presence of God in the other. If your eyes are identified with the lovely, you will see only the lovely. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Psalm 37, verse 25. This is a very important verse, pregnant with great truths. Biblically speaking, we are young when we do not know the laws of mind and the way of the Spirit. We are considered old when we know the laws of mind, for age is not the flight of years, but the dawn of wisdom. The righteous are not forsaken in the sense that if you think right, feel right, and act right according to universal principles, you will get results accordingly, and you will demonstrate health, happiness, peace, security, and abundance in your life. The seed represents children of your mind in addition to physical children. If you have new creative ideas, new inventions and discoveries, plays, books, poems, and songs, you will bring them forth into manifestation. They will not go begging because you know the law of mind. By affirming with faith, confidence, and understanding the following, while knowing that all doors will be open to you, your invention or creative idea will be projected on the screen of space. An infinite spirit gave me this new creative idea and reveals the perfect plan for its unfoldment in divine law and order. I follow the lead which comes clearly into my conscious mind. When it comes to physical children, remember that children grow up in the image and likeness of the dominant mental, emotional, and spiritual climate of the home. In 1847, Phineas Parkhurst Quimby said that every child is like a white tablet on which everybody who comes along scribbles something. Children are subject to the moods, temperament, fears, superstitions, and beliefs of their parents and others in their environment. Their young minds are plastic, malleable, impressionable, and the child does not have the ability to reject the false beliefs of the parents. The book of Proverbs puts it rather succinctly when it says, "A child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame," Proverbs 29:15. "The glory of children are their fathers," Proverbs 17:6. Children who are brought up in a spiritual atmosphere and who are taught to practice the golden rule and the law of love will reflect what they have been taught by their parents when parents pray together and pray for their son or daughter. The following way, the child will grow up according to their inner conviction and realization. my boy or girl, mention name, is God's child. He is growing in wisdom, truth, and beauty every day. The light of God shines in him. He is revealing more and more of God's wisdom and intelligence every day. The peace, harmony, beauty, and grace of God are being made manifest in him every moment of the day. His hidden talents are revealed, and God guides, directs, and watches over him all the days of his life. We know, Father and Mother, that our boy grows in the image and likeness of our prayers for him, and he fulfills our conviction of him. Such a child will never become the beggar, the outcast, the dope peddler, the alcoholic, the gangster, or the felon. But wisdom is justified of all her children. Luke 7:35. Here again we read a profound truth which should be incorporated in the minds and hearts of all parents. All of us have children, whether of the mind or of the body. If you look around you at the children in your own house, or in the neighborhood where you live, or in school, and they are well-mannered, studious, have respect for their parents, teachers, etc., and they are interested in getting ahead in life and want to contribute to humanity, you conclude that the parents have done a reasonably good job. The children are said to justify or balance the wisdom of the parents, who inculcated the truths of life into their minds and hearts. The wisdom of parents is daily reflected in the lives and work of their children. The two are equalized or justified. Lack of wisdom is reflected in the offspring of countless parents in the streets of New York or of any large city. When you impart wisdom to your children, the result is peace, progress, abundance, security, health, and true expression. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. The experiences of your life are the exact and direct consequence of your habitual thinking and imagery. Wisdom, whether great or small, is always justified of its children. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree, Psalm 37:35. It is true that you see wicked people prosper and succeed in life. They may amass wealth, prosperity, stocks and bonds, etc. But loss comes in many ways, such as loss of health, peace of mind, love, prestige, and respect. All evil destroys itself. The mills of the gods grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly fine. Anyone who is misusing the law will automatically reap what he sows, but his loss may not necessarily be in money. It could be in many other ways, such as a crippling disease, accident, cancer, loss of loved ones, etc. The doctrine of resist not evil is superb spiritual strategy. When you antagonize any situation or fight anything in your mind, you give it power against yourself, and your thought is creative. Offer mental and spiritual non-resistance, and you are free. To return evil for evil and hate for hate is to start a highly destructive and vicious circle which wears out your own life and ends in self-destruction. Buddha said, "Hatred ceases not with hatred." Many individuals have deep resentment and hatred for those in high places who have betrayed their trust or swindled people out of large sums of money, who were corrupt and criminal, or who murder and seem to go scot-free. Resist not evil, spiritually understood, is the secret of success in life. It is the great liberator and sets you free. Refrain from resisting the trouble mentally, that is to say, refuse to give it your attention. Claim and feel the presence of God, which is the presence of harmony, health, peace, love, and goodwill operating in you, through you, and all around you. Let your thoughts remain focused on the divine presence as being within you and as also being in the person where the evil has presented itself. This is the meaning of love your enemy. Meeting evil, resentment, and hatred with divine love is the right road to freedom. This is real spiritual self-defense, and you become invulnerable to the evils of the world. Mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. Psalm 37:37. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Matthew 5:48. Here you are commanded to be perfect, even as God is perfect. It is therefore possible to become the perfected man. The reality of you is God, which is absolutely perfect, whole, complete, boundless love, omnipotent and omniscient. You are the offspring of God and destined someday to awaken to all the powers and attributes attributes of God and become the God-man. This means you are potentially divine and perfect. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Psalm 82 verse 6. All of us are children of God, capable of eternal perfection. There is no power in evil to keep us in bondage. You become the upright man when you think right according to eternal verities. As you do that, God's river of peace fills your mind and heart. To the degree that you identify with the perfect one within you, do you become perfect. Let the peace of God rule in your heart at all times. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Psalm 38:1. The gist or essential meaning of this entire psalm is suffering brought on ourselves by wrongdoing and misapplication of the laws of mind. When the psalmist says in the first verse, rebuke me not in thy wrath, this causes many unthinking people to refer to the wrath or anger of God, which is absurd. God is love, and the action of God always takes place to heal, bless, restore, and inspire. The word wrath in the Bible represents the activity of the infinite power and presence in you, the activity of the healing power that accompanies or precedes the healing of any fever or other negative condition. Many times when you pray for the healing of your child's fever, you may discover that the child gets worse before the fever abates and he is healed. This crisis is called wrath. In the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 34, verse 25, you are told about the wrath of the Lord poured out on the populace because they worshipped false gods. The explanation is very simple. All it means is that when we give power to externals and believe in limitation and evil powers, and when we enthrone negative thoughts in our mind, trouble, lack, and misfortune follow. But when we pray scientifically by contemplating the presence of God where the problem is, we will undo the harm and bring peace, health, and harmony into our lives. This activity, scientific prayer, is the wrath of God, or the action of God in our lives, resulting in peace, harmony, and all the blessings of life. Then the wrath of man shall praise thee. Psalm 76:10. This means that when you are disturbed and everything is chaotic, when you are all confused and perplexed, and you turn to the infinite healing presence within you, you will find peace where discord is, love where hatred is, and wealth where poverty is. Your trouble and misfortune will end in harmony and joy if you turn to God and call upon His wisdom, power, and intelligence. He sent His word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions. Psalm 107:20. In the 40th Psalm, the key verse is verse 6. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. Mine ears hast thou opened, burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Down through the ages, people have offered sacrifices to God, even their children, in some instances the idea being to propitiate an angry God in the heavens, to appease His wrath, so they offered bullocks, lambs, goats, incense, and children. The idea is somewhat like appeasing a gangster who threatens to bomb your store unless you give him a required amount of money every week. We have hangovers from that primitive belief today in many parts of the world, where people punish themselves, live in poverty, practice various rigidities and austerities in life, etc., hoping to placate a God in the skies somewhere. All this is foolishness. Isaiah states it clearly and distinctly. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith the Lord? I am full of the burnt offerings of rams, and the fat of fed beasts. And I delight not in blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he-goats. Isaiah 1:11. What can you give God? Nothing. God is all there is. There is nothing but God and His manifestation. God has everything and is everything. God is perfect and lacks nothing. God is all-powerful, all-wise, and is the only presence and power. God is in us and we in Him, as life is mind or consciousness. It is said, if you give, you receive. You are also told that you must give before you receive. This sounds paradoxical. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father. James 1:17. Every gift is from God, and the only thing we can give God is recognition. We must honor and exalt the divine presence above everything. When we give all allegiance to the Spirit within, we have given God His gift. Give such a gift to God, and you will receive the answer to your prayer. Give your mind and heart to God, and the divine presence will give you peace, joy, right action, and right results. Realize that everything passes away, nothing is forever. In the presence of sickness, lack, troubles, and difficulties, affirm, "This too shall pass away." Contemplate the presence of God, and you will preserve equanimity of soul. You will arrive at a happier day when, with David, you can say, "I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God." And Psalm 40, 1-3. Go forth with the praise of God forever on your lips.